Beaches are reopening, but are you willing to face some crowds? Tonight, we are letting you know where you can go to get out of the house and out by the water, and how counties and law enforcement are making sure people hitting the sand are social distancing. But first, it has been by far one of the biggest issues that Floridians have experienced during this coronavirus pandemic, getting unemployment assistance. And tonight, you might have to file all over again. Welcome to Nightside here. I'm Josh Sidorowitz. Ryan Bass is off tonight, and in this working from home situation we're dealing with, well, Catalina Lead is dealing with some technical issues, so I'm going to handle this here until we can get her back up and running. Now, this all depends on when you filed your claim as far as unemployment. This chart here, it breaks it down, but here's the bottom line. The Department of Economic Opportunity says if you applied before April 4th and you were denied state benefits, you might want to reapply. That's because you might be eligible for federal benefits, and the website will now be able to process your request. Now, this applies to independent contractors and gig workers, or those who are self-employed, or really anyone deemed ineligible for state reemployment assistance. So if you applied on or after April 5th, you should not reapply. Instead, you should be hearing back from the state about your claim. Now, we tried to make that as simple as possible to follow, admittedly, so let's recap here. If you applied on or before April 4th and you were denied state benefits, you are asked to go to floridajobs.org and apply again. You could get pandemic unemployment assistance, which provides $275 a week plus an additional $600 a week of federal pandemic unemployment assistance. Now, I know it's yet another issue related to our unemployment system, and it is frustrating. I also know this is a lot to take in here as well. So we have posted all of this information to our website. You can find it right now, WTSP.com. There's even a questionnaire there that'll help you decide what your next step should be in all of this. And according to the latest numbers from the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity, more than 40% of 824,000 verified claims submitted were declared ineligible by Monday. The DEO has paid 392,000 claims. That totals more than $523 million. To our other big story here tonight, a day of reopenings, closures, and some delays announced here across Tampa Bay amid a pandemic. And we now know that Governor Ron DeSantis plans to lay out his next steps for reopening Florida. That's happening tomorrow. I'm taking you, getting you caught up here on what's already open, what's still closed, and what you still have to wait for. Take a look.
The next step is going to be done thoughtfully.
From the Oval Office Tuesday, a tease of what's to come.
We'll announce it tomorrow about the next step forward for Florida.
Governor Ron DeSantis says he will announce his plans to reopen Florida Wednesday, as the state's stay-at-home order is currently set to end on Thursday. While here in the Bay Area, it's back to the beach as soon as tomorrow in Hernando County, where commissioners say parks will reopen too. On Thursday, public pools at half capacity reopen in Pinellas County. Parks, trails, and boat ramps will reopen in Lakeland on Friday. And Pinellas and Manatee County beaches will follow on Monday. At the same time, across the Bay, Hillsborough County leaders say they are now extending countywide closures another 2 weeks through May 15th. And it's better late than never for graduating seniors. In Polk County, the plan announced today is to proceed with traditional graduation ceremonies in June. In Hillsborough, ceremonies are now scheduled in July, but with the option for virtual ceremonies if CDC guidelines for gatherings aren't lifted by the summer. Also delayed the big reopening of the new St. Pete Pier at the end of May. Mayor Rick Reisman says a new date has not been set yet, but in his words, it'll be well worth the wait.
And I'm Catalina Lee joining you back here live. If there's anyone that you want as your backup, of course, it is Josh Sidorowitz. So thank you so much for that. Little technical issues on my end. So Florida is not the only state beginning to